Like Shalom, Shalom. Out here once again, the prophets of the downfall of Babylon the Great, which is Babylon the Great America, Babylon the Great Orlando, which is spiritually Nineveh, Syria, uh, Roman Empire, which is America's revived Roman Empire. Uh, all the so-called white man's kingdoms wrapped up into one. And we just out here to prophesy the downfall again of Babylon the Great. To give warning to our people, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, which we can't wake nobody up, but we can tell them, thus saith the Lord. So with that, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bahakurash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of Great Millstone who well, teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the occupant pushing the truth and believing the truth of the full of the earth. The entire world shall like to the hope of that. Try to go to my channel. Shalom to all the Akwa who are listening and learning, you from sisters. So, title of the lesson. I mean, we good because I see brothers, Shalom. Yeah, the water. So yeah, and I was just telling the elder bro, I'm always bringing out that Psalm 37:20, and it just really hit me today. Much as I read Psalm 73:20, when Asaph said, "Oh Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise that image," right? The image was the so-called white man, and it never dawned on me until today when I was reading in the lesson. The image of the beast, man, is the system. It never dawned on me that verse, as much as I brought it out by Esau eating the so-called white man, I never tied it to the system. It was just me bringing it out about him, how the Lord going to destroy despising the so-called white man, because the Lord said in Jeremiah 49, he make Esau barren. So again, it just dawned on me today, man, that when Esau said, Lord, when thou awakest, thou should despise that image. And that image is the system. This system, the Lord hates this system, man. And who controls this system? When you go to, I was going into Proverbs 18:3, which I love to read, because it said, when the wicked cometh, then cometh contempt, and with ignominy reproach. And the wicked is Esau, even so-called white man. He controlled the system. And one of the words for ignominy, when you look on Google, it said loss of face, basement, embarrassment. It got stigma, which is very important to know what's tied to Esau Edom, that stigma. The MOTB, the mark of the beast. Then it said the other word went into this devil is despised, man. He's it said disdain. You got that word? Yeah, so this is the word despise.
Despise. Past tense. Despise. Past, particularly feel contempt or deep repugnance.
Hit a similar word.
Similar.
That's what I want. Hit those. Hit this right here. Read all those. These are the words for despise. These are the similar words. You got it.
Detest.
Yep. Detest. Hate.
Loathe.
Loathe.
Abhor.
Abhor.
Abominate.
All right. He's abominate. Go ahead.
Execrate.
Execrate. Yep.
Regard with contempt.
Regard with contempt.
Feel contempt for.
Right. He feel contempt for the thing that they have done, but they just cold-hearted, man. But they know what they did. You got it.
Find intolerable.
Right. That's Esau Edom, so-called white man. You got it.
Deplore.
There might be a context.
Dislike. Scorn.
Scorn.
Disdain.
Disdain. Job said that. Job said he wouldn't say the Edomite around his dogs, around his animals, man. Go ahead.
Slight.
Hey, and dogs are very smart, man. Go ahead.
Look down on.
Look down on. The Lord said he's going to despise their enemy. He's looking down on the so-called white man in the system, man. You got it.
Scoff at.
Scoff at.
Mock.
Mark. And what the nation's doing? It said in Habakkuk 2 that they're going to take up a touch of proverbs against him, man.
Burn. Shun.
Shun. driving back into it, said, Planet of the Apes. Shun him. They said shun him.
Shun him.
Drive
Right,
him back
right.
into his lair. Right? He would make a
Peace you.
Yeah. He would destroy your home and ours, man. Go ahead.
Condemn.
Contempt. Contempt.
Contempt.
Yeah.
Right. Amen.
Yeah.
This relic.
Right.
Wow. Gotta look that one.
Yeah. Click on it and it'll tell you what it say.
Regard something with dislike or distaste.
Oh, this relish. Okay, yeah. That's all them, man. So as the Lord say, he's despising the image. He's defacing Esau, Edom, the so-called white man in his system, man. Everything about America, he had destroyed other countries. America got they sending on. They got over 700 military bases around the world. So they go in and take resources. And then this devil will go in. He'll go in, sending his mercenaries, right? America go send their mercenaries in other countries. Then they'll send the missionaries in. Like, yeah, go take everything they got. And then send Jesus to them and tell them we still love them. We had to take your shit, but we still love you though. That's Esau Edom, man. That's so-called white man for you, man. Look at his system. His system is not even designed to help their own people, man. Look at the veterans, man. These men that went and fought wars for America, and they can't even get their VA benefits right, man. They medical. And then you got them out here. How is it possible that these people, talking about the veterans, they get stamps and a check every month, but they don't got no home to put their stuff in, man. Right. They get stamps and a check every month, money, but they live on the streets. But this is the system that's designed by the so-called white man. And if the Lord is not despising this man's image, I don't know who is, man. Hey, man, this scripture hit hard, man. When I say this Psalm 73 and 20 hit hard, it hit hard, man. This is Psalms. Psalm 73 and 20, it reads, as a dream when one awaketh, so, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou hast despised their image. This is the so-called white man's last great white hope. This is his last Edomville. This is his last time that he will ever have some kind of dominance in the earth. And then they one-sided, man. Because it should not be one Edomite in America that's broke, man. Everybody should have, at least every year, every Edomite in America should get a new car. Whatever car you want. You want new Lexus, you want new Cadillac. Right, you want the new Hyundai, what is it called? I can't think of the name of the new Honda truck. Hyundai, no, it starts with a P. Palisade. I said, man, look at that. That's in the scriptures, man. That's what they're gonna use to put the C-hip in your ass, a Palisade. So they name a vehicle Palisade, man. Right. You can't make this up, man. But whatever type of vehicle you want in America, every Edom, every so-called white person in America, you want to Dodge around with you want the big horns or the little horns?
Shouldn't be driving a car with more than 50,000 miles.
Right. It should be brand new, fresh out the lot. Hey, what you want? Let me get the new BMW. It was an X9, X8. Let me get one of those. Whatever it is. This system is not designed to help even the so-called white people, man. It's only for the elites. So, and the Lord is a just balance. The Lord is a just power, man. And to show you how wicked this so-called white man is, hey, he charges his people interest too on loans. His people paying high interest rates on cars and houses. Hey, and it should be free. Yeah, we built a new suburban area. Yeah, you want one of those? Yeah, can I? Yeah, you get one of them. Every time, you can get whatever you want to do.
Yeah, they're getting their cars repossessed just like us. You know?
Hey, to show you that Yahweh Shema Shah is despised the so-called white man's image, man. He's through, man. But you got it. Again, Psalm 73 and 20, as a dream when one awakens. Hey, and we was in the dream, right? The American dream.
What a nightmare.
Hey, so when the Lord awoke, right, he awoke his remnant, man. Now we awoke. Now we awoke, man.
And we know completely what that image is.
Completely.
Okay, and we're despising it.
Right. As we should. As a dreamer one awakens, so O Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, when thou awakens, thou shalt despise their image. And we watching this happen, man. We watching the Lord bring down the so-called white man. You got it.
This is Ecclesiastes 26 and 28. There be two things that grieve my heart.
Right.
And the third maketh me angry.
I was thinking about that.
A man of war that suffered poverty,
And that's the so-called white man today, man. The veteran, they suffering poverty, man. They went and fought war for America, man. You got it.
and men of understanding that are not set by, and one that returneth from. Righteousness to sin, the Lord prepareth such a one for the sword.
And there's a lot of men out here that have so-called understanding and they ain't set by, like Nate. Like these different groups, man.
Sorry, they're trimming their ways to seek that love.
Right.
You know, they don't want to
Right.
upset the apple cart because that's where they're getting their feed from.
There's one right there, Palisades. Yeah, man, it said one that got wisdom and ain't using it, man.
Taking the bag.
They're 501c3. Hey, but that's beautiful because that's a part of the image of the beast too. Hey, because you want to get the bag here, you got to play the game. You got to play Esau's game too. But guess what Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai is doing? According to Isaiah 28, starting at verse 14, because he say, ye men of Israel that rule these people. What they did? They said they made a covenant with death and they held out that agreement. Well, when you go into the law, in the book of Numbers, your father, the father and the husband can disannul whatever agreement that the wife made or the daughter made. Your father and your father and your husband can disallow any agreement that they feel they see that's not fit. And Yahweh is our father and our husband.
We can't try that on this side.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I mean, you'll be in family court before you know it, fighting for your children,
Exactly.
fighting for your substance. You know, if you attempt to correct your wife,
Right.
you know? If she makes a financial decision that you don't agree with, okay? You
Yep.
can be in a whole lot of trouble.
Yep. Exactly.
You know?
Yep.
You can't even tell her what to wear.
Right.
All that's domestic abuse under this man's system. You know, totally country ass backwards.
Yeah. As it should be though. Because the Lord said the earth was given to the hand of the wicked in Job 9:24. And as Isaiah 5, they have turned everything, well that's Isaiah 29:16, they have turned everything upside down.
Upside down.
Right? Bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. As it should be. It's supposed to be this way. Because the only way we get to the kingdom, only way our kingdom come, if this kingdom gotta fall, man.
Right.
It gotta fall. But before it falls, hey, before the Lord destroy a person, he make you look real bad first, man.
That's that derision.
Right. Hey, how about Shema Shah make you look real bad, and then you're gonna be destroyed, man. It's a slow, painful death, a slow fall. Then everybody point the finger like, damn, is that the man?
Right.
Is that him? Is that the illest nigga in America?
And that's what I like when scandal hits America, you know, celebrities, politicians, it starts off really slow,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
And then they come out, they try to do that damage control,
Yeah.
and then you say, maybe we need to give them or her the doubt, the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
And as the weeks go on, it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Right.
You know, this Shannon Sharp situation, I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
been paying attention to it until today.
I ain't been watching it at all, man. I just been hearing
I
brothers-
clicked on it and I was like, wow, all this is going on with this dude?
Yeah. Fruit booty, man. Nigga look like Johnny Bravo, man. That's good for a dumb ass.
Hey, you just gotta play Esau's game, you're gonna get caught up
Right.
in that web.
Hey, and Esau falling. So guess what's gonna happen to everybody that's with Esau?
Tumbling down with
Hey,
him.
the London Bridge come falling down, man.
And joining hand.
Hey, my fair harlot, America's lady. You got it.
This is the addition to Esther 7 and 7. Now we may see this as we have declared, not so much by ancient history as ye may, if ye search what has been wickedly done of late to the pestilent behavior of them that are unworthily placed in authority. And this so-called white man, he is not fit to rule anything.
He's not fit to rule.
Okay?
Right.
He didn't get here by his brilliance.
Right.
Everything that he put his hands to is an abomination.
Hey, he robbed and murdered his way to the top, man.
Right. And he's got to continue doing that in order
To maintain.
to be relevant.
To maintain, yeah. Hey, once you get to, hey, what they just saying, once you get to the top, you got to maintain it, man. Because if you don't maintain your status at the top, then it's downhill, man. So, hey, he killed and stole to get to the top, man. So you got to continue to do that. But that's his blessing, though. So we understand. The Lord blessed Esau, the so-called white man, with the sword, man. That's his blessing. And you supposed to use your blessing.
Yeah.
It's your blessing.
You can't beat him at this.
Right, you can't beat him at. That's his blessing, man. So you can't get mad at him when he done dropped whole train loads and truck loads of guns in the hood, and left the door up.
Have at it, niggas.
That's his blessing. And like Don Walker said the other week, the so-called white man has weaponized everything against the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. He's supposed to weaponize everything. His blessing is to live by the sword.
Right.
Bitter words.
Right.
He said he said, like the word said, wisdom, Solomon 2, that our strength be the law of justice.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah. And he said the infamy of their education. So no matter what happens, every curriculum comes from the so-called white man. Everything. The chemtrails in the air, the GMO food, right? Everything that's made in the earth is from him. He's the reason. You got it.
And day to day I run into people, whether at the supermarket, whatever, gas station, at work, and they're complaining because everybody is vexed.
Yeah, because of Trump.
Yeah, because the wicked, bearing rule.
Right.
So the people are mourning.
Yep.
And I make it a habit now to say, who's doing these things that you're complaining about?
Right.
And it's so hard for them to come out and say the so-called white man.
They ain't gonna say it. Terrified. They ain't gonna say
Shalom.
it. Shalom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
They don't want to say it. Because it sounds like you're being prejudiced. It sounds like you're being racist.
Right. And we is racist.
Wait for our people.
Everybody is racist, because racist mean you for your people, man.
And people are on the plantation. Look, I get darts thrown at me every day. Okay? By the so-called white people. And people around me say, you gonna let them do that? I'm saying, well, they're supposed to do that.
Right.
I understand now.
Right. Yep.
Okay? If you're expecting something righteous from a wicked person, well, you're gonna get destroyed. So
Exactly.
I know exactly what he's gonna do before he do it.
Hey, and the Lord said, turn the other cheek, man. So that's why we turn the other cheek. Hey, go ahead. Hey, because the Lord say, hey, the more nicer you be to a person, the more coals get heaped on their head, man.
Right.
And the Lord said, hey, vengeance is his.
Right.
All we gotta do is stay humble and stay diligent, man. The Lord said he'll make even, what's that Proverbs? They that please the Lord,
Even his enemies.
his enemy's gonna be at peace with him.
Right.
It's one of, what's that? Proverbs, yeah, look it up. It's one in Proverbs. It says, he that pleases the Lord. I know that one. Then you got the one in Jeremiah
When a man's
15.
way.
Right, yeah, that's in Proverbs. Then you got the one in Jeremiah 15. Jeremiah 15. Let me get it. It's Jeremiah 15. That's why the Lord said, be wise as a serpent and harmless as doves, man. But what's that? Proverbs, Jeremiah 15 and 11. Yahweh said, verily shall be well with thy remnant. Verily I will cause thy enemy to entreat thee well in the time of evil and in the time of affliction. Hey, so in Jacob trouble, hey, whoever the elect is at that time, they're gonna be good, man. But even now, hey, we can't. It said be angry, but sin not, because we understand this is the lot that the Lord got the so-called white man playing, man. He got to feel his lot. It's in Proverbs. I know. I forget where it said. But yeah, let me get this. I can read Proverbs 30. This is Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 21. For 3 things the earth is disquieted, and for 4 which it cannot bear. It said the earth can't bear this. It said the earth is disquieted at this. Right? Proverbs 30 and 21. For 3 things the earth is disquieted, and for 4 which it cannot bear. For a servant when he reigneth, and a fool when he is filled with meat. For an odious woman when she is married, and a handmaid that is heir to her mistress. A handmaid that's heir to the mistress, man.
Got it out.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
But the point I want to make, for a servant when he reigneth, and a fool when he is filled with meat. And the so-called white man is reigning, and he's filled with meat, man. You got it.
This is Proverbs 16 and 7.
16 and 7.
When a man's way pleases the Lord,
Right?
he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
Right. The water. That's it. Yeah, so we can't, hey, it's a part of our daily trials and tribulations, adversities and afflictions. It's a part of going through the furnace, man.
Right. And you know, like Jay, I'm not going to let this person do this to me.
Right.
No, sometimes you got to let them do it. Because that's the record. Okay? That's the record for the Most High to judge them.
Right. That's the coals being heaped on their head, man.
Yeah.
That's why more understanding, hey, that's what turn the other cheek is, man. You ain't finna let nobody punch you and just walk off and just, nah. Hey, they want to disrespect you, cool. It's nothing. Hey, because get back is something serious with y'all about Shema Shah. The Lord say vengeance is his, man. And then he said in Zephaniah, wait ye upon me till I rise up to the prey.
I love that.
Yeah, fire, man. Hey, what we had to do in Egypt? Nothing. Put the blood on the doorpost.
Right.
Hey, chill.
Still keep our shoes
Listen,
on.
hey, Yahweh Shah, listen to this shit I'm finna do. Listen.
Yeah.
Hey, burn your candles
Yeah.
and just listen.
Keep your shoes on.
Keep your shoes
Be
on.
ready.
Right, we don't gotta do nothing, man. hey, what it was Elisha said that be more with us than with them, man. I think it was Elisha said that. Be more with us than with them, man. Hey, we know Psalm 34 and 7, the Lord say, they that fear Yahweh Shema Shah, angels encamping around them, man. Hey, we believe that. We know, we past belief now. We know that for a fact, man.
We know it.
We know it, man.
That's why we're out here.
We know that, man. So that, and the Lord said, no weapon that is formed against you shall prosper, man. Either you believe that or you don't. And if you don't, hey, that's your problem. We know, man. These our scripts. This is Yahweh Shema Shah returning to us, man.
Right.
You got it.
Not stories.
Right.
Actual accounts.
These are accounts, man. Ain't no damn stories, man. You know what's a story? Everything else in the goddamn library. Everything else in the library is a fucking lie, man.
Including theology.
Right. Hey, with that Bible that's in there, that's 16:11.
Fire.
Yeah, that's fact. You got it.
Proverbs 16 and 11. A just weight and balance are the Lord's.
Right.
All the weight of the bag are his work.
Right. Beautiful.
It is an abomination to kings to commit wickedness.
And that's what the so-called white man doing, man. All he do is wickedness. It's an abomination to the Lord, but he got to feel his lot, man. You got it.
For the throne is established by wickedness.
Right. It's about
Yeah. Righteousness.
Yeah. So
His throne is established by wickedness.
right. So you got the wicked on the throne. Hey, it's supposed to be that way, man. This is matter of fact, Ecclesiastes, read it one more time. Yep.
Proverbs 16 and 11. A just weight and balance are the Lord's.
Yep.
All the weights of the bag are his work.
Hey, that's why brothers always say the Lord got you Edomites in the trick bag,
Big
man.
bag.
Cause it's the Lord's bag. Hey, Papa got a brand new bag. You got it.
Abanawa got a brand new bag.
Abanawa got a brand new bag.
It's an abomination to kings to commit wickedness.
Right.
For the throne is established by righteousness.
The throne is established by righteousness. This is Ecclesiastes 10 and 5. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun as an error which proceeded from the ruler, man. But it's not an error.
No.
The Lord is perfect in his doings, man.
Right.
Matter of fact,
That's right. He's got hooks in his jaws.
right.
You know?
Ecclesiastes 33. Ecclesiastes 33 in verse 13. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to him as liking him best. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. Then I got this one, Ecclesiastes 42 in verse 24. All things are double, one against another, right? Good against evil. And he have made nothing imperfect, man. The Lord ain't make nothing imperfect.
Right.
And let me get this, because Esau Edom, this bastard here, Ecclesiastes 7 in verse 13. Consider the work of power of God, Yahweh Shema Shah, for who can make that straight which he have made crooked? And we talking about in Isaiah 27, we talking about the crooked serpent, Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Isaiah 27:1. In that day Yahweh with his sword and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent. Who, Lord? Even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. Yeah. Esau Edom, the so-called white man. You cannot make straight what Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua has made crooked, man. Then it told you, Philippians 2 and 15, it said, let me read it. We're watching this devil kingdom fall, man. And there's nothing he can do about it. Elder Aram said from Alabama, the Edomites can't stop tomorrow, man. They can't stop tomorrow, man. Philippians 2 and 15, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of God without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. Then you got the one in Isaiah 35, and the Lord said we were going to receive this truth in the midst of dragons. Who's the dragon? The revival Roman Empire, man, which is of the so-called white man. Remember the book Esau Edom? Remember the Roman Empire, the empire, the Edomites? Well, they back again, man. And they back better than ever.
And we're back, Mortimer.
Right. Mortimer, we are back. Yeah, the Esau, man. You got it.
This is Job 37 and 7. He sealeth up the hand of every man, that all men may know his works. Then the beasts go into the den and remain in their places.
Hey, that's what they're going back to. But this den here gonna be filled with rocks. Hey,
Big rocks.
Yeah, get that hammer. Get that hammer, boy. And don't put that hammer down to the Sabbath. Yeah, all day, every day, man. Can you imagine what the so-called white man did to our people during slavery, man? As Apostle Tahar was going to the point, we had to work from sundown, man. From sun up, what it is, from night to night, basically, man.
It's dark.
Before the sun came up, man.
And it's dark.
Jake was working,
at the
man.
end of the day.
And Jake was working till the sun went down. And it's cold because only work that was done in the ancient time was when the sun was up.
Right.
When the sun went down, there was no work. But now we got 24-hour restaurants, IHOPs and Denny's, and
City never sleeps.
the city never sleeps. Why is that? That's off. It don't supposed to be no 24-hour goddamn. You working at the warehouse. I used to go to the warehouse at 2 in the morning till 10. Tell the one, man. Ain't no way you supposed to be working from 2 a.m. to 10 a.m., man. In the ancient time, work was from the sun up to sundown. That was it, man. And you home with the family, man. This nigga so wicked, now he got 24-hour work, man. It's wicked, man. It's awful. But, as the Lord said in Isaiah 29:16, let me read this. You holding something? Let me read this real quick. Isaiah 29:16, it reads, surely your turn of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. So the reason the so-called white man got the world the way it is, because the Lord say, do this, boy. Perfect this. Right? They created the atom bomb. They created the atom bomb, right? Test it out. It worked good. It's perfect. Yeah, it's perfect. All right, go drop them. Let's see how many guns. Let's see how devastating the destruction gonna be. Shadows of people. It was so bad, left shadows of people, the shadows on the ground. Okay, it's perfected, huh? All right, the Lord said, well, split it now. Split that. Hey, create these, you remember what I did in Sodom and Gomorrah? Remember what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah?
Ashes.
Right. So now take that, put it into a canister, put a head on it, try them out. So now they tested ICBM. Now Putin said he got one that can get to Babylon the Great in 30 minutes. He said he's targeting California, Florida, New York, Washington. Hey, make sure you get Atlanta, Putin. Make sure you get Atlanta.
Orlando too. Exhibit A.
You got it. Yeah, a little fruit booty just walked by. That's why I say, what the Lord do to Sodom and Gomorrah? He destroyed them, man. Why? Because they want to play rainbow sliders. Everybody want to be rainbow partying, alphabet community, equal to act rights. The Lord gonna kill you, man. The Lord gonna destroy all you alphabet community people. The Lord is gonna kill you, man. You're gonna die a grievous death. Just wait for it. You got it.
Job 40:21.
The fruit bull nigga walk by with the damn bull horn and his bull ringing in nose. The Lord gonna kill you, nigga. Fruit booty nigga.
Job 40:11. Cast abroad the rage of thy wrath.
Hey, Salakia. And the reason these people like this, because the so-called white man let them do it, man.
That's a part of his image.
That's a part of his image. Hey, in Jake, it is saying Jeremiah 5:26, our people have surpassed the deeds of the wicked, man. The first fruit booties on the planet in America was the so-called white man. What's his nigga name? Richard Simmons? Fruit booty ass nigga, man.
Flint to the holy.
Yeah. Then here come Ellen. Jumped out the closet. It was Edomites first, man. What Jake do? I like that.
Job 40:11. Cast abroad the rage of thy wrath, and behold everyone that is proud, and abase him. Look on everyone that is proud, and bring him low.
Where you reading that?
Job 40:11.
Hey, that's fire. In Isaiah 2, the Lord say, in that day, all the lofty looks of man shall be humble, man. And that's talking about Esau, Edom, and 2/3 of our people that want to hold hands with this guy, man. You got it one more time, that's fire.
Job 40:11. Cast abroad the rage of thy wrath, and behold everyone that is proud.
And then we keep saying, oh Lord, Lord? When you gonna get these people, man? But we watching their image being despised, man, which is his system. You got it.
Even the African son his image. They went over there trying to tell these people, to multiply the alphabet city, and they said, hell, get the hell out.
Nah, they ain't with that, man. Yeah.
And they are the originators.
Exactly. Right, Ham. Ham is the originator of fruit booty, man. And they said they ain't even with it.
Right. No.
You know it's a problem. Hey, that's the Lord showing his power in despising the so-called white man's image, which is him, himself, and his system, man. You got it.
Job 40:11. Cast abroad the rage of thy wrath, and behold everyone that is proud, and abase him.
Base him.
Look on everyone that is proud, and bring him low.
Ooh, that's fire.
And tread down the wicked in their place.
Man, the elder be having them daggers, man. That's hey, You gotta read that one more time, y'all. To Salakia. That's fire, man. I ain't even know that was there. You should have like that.
Job 40 and 11.
That's fire.
Cast abroad the rage of thy wrath,
Yep.
and behold everyone that is proud, and abase him. Look on everyone that is proud, and bring him low, and tread down the wicked in their place.
Read the next one. Oh, my Lord. Read the next one, Bob Shaw.
Hide them in the dust together.
In the dust, man. Where they was at in the beginning. The Lord said in Genesis 3 and 14, hey, dust should I eat all the days of thy life, and on thy belly should I go. They going back to the base. Oh, Isaiah 47 and 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. This is where the so-called white man is going, man. While these clowns out here ready to get in this club, like a good 100 of them over there, yeah, I'm going to get loud out here today. Go ahead.
Hide them in the dust together.
Together. All you Edomites, together. Ain't going to be none left over here. No, we finna gather all you bastards, man. Go ahead.
And bind their faces in secret.
Ooh!
In secret.
In secret.
Be gone.
Bind their faces in secret. It's not, we talking about the Lord despising that image?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, one of the words for the ignominy in Proverbs 18 and 3 was loss of face. Loss of face, man. Hey, he been hid since Cain, man. The Lord don't want to see you no more. Not up close.
Secret.
Stand over there.
I Googled it.
Yeah.
Secret. Secret, right? Not known or seen, or not meant to be known or seen by others.
You see? And that's what the Lord said in the last days. He said be revealed in his time. But what Paul said in 2 Thessalonians 2, now he's been revealed who he been hiding. Remember, they was a secret. Nobody knew who these leaks was. Nobody talked about these leaks until the apostles came on the scene. Right? Their elders, the apostles, elder, bishop, and elders. These leaks was hiding, man. Because nobody knew about it. But now, the Lord said he had made them bare and uncovered their secret places. So there is no more hiding concerning who controlled the resources. The reason why the earth is ran how it's ran, the curriculum in the schools, why we eat GMO food, chemtrails, why women get to gather abroad, why, hey, you can't pressure me to wear a dress. I got freedom of speech. Yeah, the so-called, it's because of the so-called white man. And we're going to keep pointing fingers, man. Because the Lord said, prophesy against Mount Seir, man. This is about Jacob and Esau, man. This is about the Edomites and the Israelites. Everybody else just extras in the movie, man. Everybody just filling their role, playing their lot. Just like it say in Proverbs 16 and 33. The lot is cast into the left. But the whole disposing thereof is of the Lord. And the Lord's going to dispose of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, when their prophecies is done, man. And the best technology the Lord gave them was to create the missiles, test them, and prepare to use them, man. And he's going to use Edomite to kill Edomites, man. You got it. Okay. You got it, though.
Psalms chapter 12 and verse 8. The wicked walk on every side,
Yep.
but the vilest men are exalted.
Right. So the Lord is despising that, man. But we talking about those that's in rulership that control everything, man. These people control all the resources, yet there's no equity in the earth, man. Why is there no equity? They can easily do this, man. They can easily take away homelessness. But then they saying cows fart too much. How? So I just read in Sirach 42 and 25, the works of the Lord is not, he said all his works are imperfect, man. So who is the so-called white man to say, well, we should eat plant-based meat, right? Who is this guy to say we need to track, we got to create a carbon footprint? Because we need to track your food from the soil to the fork. We need to track where you go. What they call it, carbon emissions, right? And like I was making a point earlier, the UPC, right, which is the Universal Product Code. The UPC and the UBI is one and the same, man. That UBI, that universal basic income, like in the movie Soylent Green, it's one and the same, man. This guy on the track, he won't. Hey, we need to know what you got going on. Where you spending your money at? Madness, man. And because he's unbalanced in the earth, this is why the Lord despises the so-called white man's image, man. Which is the system. Everything about this system is corrupt, man. America was built off the blood, sweat, and tears, off the backs of Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, man. There's some Edomite, like have his face and got shot off with a shotgun. Talk about Queen Elizabeth was good. What? She put God first in her kingdom. No, she didn't. Where you get that from? But like I said, even the so-called white man what's the word I use? Even the so-called white man is deceived by iconoclasm. Cause they believe that trash, man. They believe that Hannibal was a white man. They believe that this guy, Shakespeare, was a white man. They believe that Saint Nicholas, Saint Patrick, Plato, Socrates, Eric Estrada, they believe they were so-called white men, man. And they wasn't. They was damn Jake, man. This man, as it said in Revelation 20, he came out of the caves and whitewashed everything but himself. Now this nigga, we the Romans, we the Greeks.
Yeah, we're the Vikings.
Yeah, we the
we're
Vikings.
The Irish.
The damn, and Paul even wrote to the Jakes in Colossians 3, it said the Scythians and the barbarians, man. There wasn't no Edomites, man. It was Jake, man. These niggas trying to paint it, like they said in the second, First Maccabees 3 and 48, want to paint it. They want to take our book and paint the likeness of their images. Hey, we don't need the so-called white man's validation. Hey, the Lord despises the image. So what comes along with the image being despised, the system, that means your belief system is destroyed, man. Nobody believe the trash. Let me read this. Nobody believe nothing that the so-called white man got to say, man. If you a Jake in 2025 and through 2025, and you still believe the so-called white man say something is really wrong with you, man, you is insane. It tell you in Psalm 119 and 69, the proud have forged a lie against us, but we will keep the Lord's precepts with our whole heart, man. This nigga lied to us, man. Job 13 and 4. The so-called white man is forgers of lies, man. This is 2 Corinthians 10 and 4, it reads, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. And the strongholds in America is Christianity, the whitewashing, right? Everything about iconoclasm, period. The so-called white man iconoclast everything, man. Then they stunned and said King David said King James was a homosexual, man. Where's that at?
Nothing but slander.
And now, me and bro down there in Miami, at the head region, I ain't even know. I knew King James a Jake, but I didn't know it was King James that united the United Kingdom, man. UK was united by King James, man. And his mother was the first queen in England, man. So-called white man lied about everything, man. And the book is called Negro Rulers in Scotland and British Isles, man. Come on, man. But then Jake please say, oh, Esau wrote a book. Listen, man. Did you know who was Esau Edom? Why would a book be written? It's called America in Prophecy by E.G. White. Why would he write that? The man's last name is White. E.G. White, America in Prophecy, man. And reading the book, I was listening to Apostle Hall years ago. I had got the book. He quoting Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51 in the book. Revelation 18 is in the book. Come on, man. The Lord despises you so-called white people, man. Go ahead, you got it. Oh, I want to read this. 2 Corinthians 10 and 5. Come talking about the strongholds that the Lord is destroying in America. The stronghold of the so-called white man, which is his philosophies, iconoclasm, all his whitewashing, casting down imagination and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Mashiach. And those obedient is the hopeful elect. Hey, under the yoke of Yahweh Shah, man. And I don't want to be under no other yoke, man. Any other yoke is uncivilized. And you're going to die a grievous death, man. You got it.
Ecclesiastes 34 and 4. Of an unclean thing,
Right.
what can be cleansed?
Hold on. You know that's one of mine. Jake done stole the precept. Let me read this. Job 14 and 4. It reads, Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one.
That's right.
Now read that.
Ecclesiastes 34 and 4. Of an unclean thing,
Right.
what can be cleansed?
Nothing. It just said in Job 14 and 4. You got it.
And from that thing which is false, what truth can come?
Right. Hey, that's the Jeremiah, what's that, 13 and 23? A leper can't change his spot. Neither him that's accustomed to doing evil. That nigga can't do no good. You got it? Yep, the spirit. That's
Jeremiah
spirit.
chapter 13 and verse 23.
That's the spirit.
Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leper in his spots?
Right.
Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil.
Hey, and the Lord like, hey man, this man, he's crooked. I made him crooked. So in the Isaiah 26 and 10, it reads, let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly. He will not behold the majesty of the Lord. In the land of uprightness. They in the land of Israel, and they still won't do right, man. Then they got Pink City over there, man. Pink City? Yeah, Pink City. The biggest alphabet community parade on the planet Earth is in Tel Aviv, man. And what they say, live from Tel Aviv. Another body, bloodshed everywhere. Hey, a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, man. The so-called white man is the bastard now. It used to be Ham in them.
What is that line for?
If you get in the club, yeah. They finna party like it's 1999. And they gonna be distracted until Yahweh shall come, because he's coming like a thief. He's coming like a thief to all you party goers. Yahweh shall, hey, what old boy said at Forrest Gump, he said, I didn't mean to ruin your Black Panther party. Yahweh shall come to Yahweh shall come to destroy everything, man. Since you want to play and party, like they said in Exodus 32 and 6, all Jake wanted to do was party and play, man. Like a bunch of kids, Jake is, man. You holding something? Yup, bro. Hey, but this true. Oh, let me get this while you getting up. And come on, Second Ezra. This is Second Ezra 6. And 28 or 27. Oh, you grab that for me? You grab that for me? 27. Hey, cause Yahweh Shema Rashai is despising the so-called white man's image, which is his system, which is in Wisdom of Solomon 2. They said that they shouldn't be the law of justice, and they said the infamy of their education. Right. This system, the Lord is despising it, man. They're casting down imagination and every high thing that exalted itself against the Lord, man. And first and foremost, that's the so-called white man. Well, he said he's gonna exalt his throne above the stars of God. In Isaiah 14, man.
They're just being exposed. Look what the Chinese are doing. They're exposing all those luxury stores, all those luxury bags that these people are charging $30,000 grand.
Right.
I seen one that cost 125 grand.
It
A
probably
handbag.
cost them 500 to
And they're
make.
talking about they're making them in Italy and France and the U.S.
And they stamping China on them.
Yeah. And the Chinese said, no, we make it here. All they do is put their logo
Put
on
their
it.
logo on it, yeah. They stamp
Okay?
on it. Yeah.
It costs us $1,400 to make this particular bag, and they charge you $38,000.
Man. Hey, the same way with them Jordans, man, with these shoes. Every in the shoe, man.
Same
But
thing.
with Jordan, man, they over here charging you. You go to GOAT. You got one app, one site called GOAT.com where you can get the Jordans. They supposed to be authentic.
Man, in China.
$300-400 J's, and they done paid $10 to make this shit, man. You got it. You read it from now.
It's 2nd Ezra 6:27. For evil shall be put out,
Right.
and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which has been so long without fruit shall be declared.
It says deceit shall be quenched. What can quench a fire, man? You need water. Lots of it, man. There's lots and lots of bubbles. You need lots of water, man. And the Lord says the truth in Habakkuk 2:14. Like he said, the glory of the knowledge of the Lord shall cover the earth like waters cover the sea. So evil is being rooted out, man. Deceit is being quenched with the words of the Lord, man. This truth is everywhere. Everywhere you turn at, what they say, it's one for these damn meddling kids, man. Right. These damn black Hebrew Israelites. We ain't black. We different shades of brown, you bastards. You got it.
Psalm 73, starting at 3. For I was envious at the foolish
Right.
when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their debts.
And we was envious at these devils, man. Like, why they get this? Why they? Well, not no more. Now we understand the Lord. You got it.
But their strength is firm. That's why they frame the laws according to their strength.
Right.
Let our strength be, you know,
Yeah, I still be the law of
the
justice.
law of justice.
Yep.
And that's why they deserve to be called out. You got camps talking about you're not supposed to talk about the so-called white man. He deserves to be called out as a nation of oppressors and liars. They spent their whole time in power lying and robbing people, and then justifying it. It'd be one thing if you just said, I'm the villain. It's another thing to go around doing all this shit and then saying it was justified. Now we know it all comes from the Lord ultimately. The Lord raised him up as a weapon against us. But Esau is still a wicked, and he deserves to be called out as a nation. Not just pointing to their elites, saying Donald Trump is wicked. No, the so-called white man as a nation is the wicked. All right, their history speaks louder than our words. You're cutting men's rods off and putting them on your chimney mantle. You're taking postcard pictures of in front of so-called black corpses. That's a nation of evildoers, man.
And he loves stuffing shit. So I can just imagine him cutting a man's rod off and stuffing it. So he loves stuffing animals, man. This man do this, man.
Sick. And they deserve to be called out for that. As a nation of people. They went around the whole earth calling the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American the criminal and savage on the planet.
Right.
While doing everything that a savage would do as a nation of people. So it's a shocking statement in 2025 to call the so-called white man the devil. But look at this nigga's history.
Hey, going back to that Psalm 94:20, and they say they frame missions by law, right? Yeah. So making the point that everything they did, they justified it.
Right.
And they passed laws and justified. They said and made bills and this is why we did that.
They tried to play the victim.
Right.
That's what the so-called white man trying to do, is try to play the victim and then justify being wicked all across the planet. So you call them out for slavery, well, blacks sold blacks. They wasn't over there cutting their rods off.
Right.
They wasn't eating them. You turned so-called Negroes into belts and oils.
Jacket.
You took our hair and made furniture out of it.
Made chairs,
You try to justify all of that by saying blacks sold blacks. Your people sold you to us. That don't justify the wickedness you did with taking out your possessions.
Hey, was that on your other channel? We did lesson how they made that chair out of So bro had did a lesson a few years ago on this other channel that got deleted. And they made a chair out of Jake's hair, man. A whole chair, man. And that couldn't have been the only one.
No, you know, the number of bodies you gotta
You gotta do that.
just do that.
Cause I'm talking about the whole chair, man. That was thousands of jakes, man. Thousands. Just to make that one chair. You got it.
And then they try to demonize you for calling them out. That's like a so-called woman being taken advantage of, and she don't cry out, or she do cry out. You say, shh,
Right.
be quiet. Shh, ain't nobody do nothing. It's against the law to do that.
Right.
If a woman is being taken advantage of and she's married, and as a nation of people, we're married to the Lord, we're supposed to cry out.
Right.
By reason of the oppressor, we're supposed to cry out. Our people, the moment you start bringing up what's actually happened to us as a nation of people, and who's to be held accountable, our people start saying, shh, nah, we ain't no, don't do that. We ain't no victims. You're supposed to call out. You're supposed to be a witness against evildoers. That's a part of our law. That no snitching shit, that's over here. That's Western mentality.
Yep.
In the East, you point shit out, man.
Yep.
Yeah, just like if you're gonna file a police report, they're gonna ask you questions. Did you see who did it?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Okay. Male or female? Black or white?
Yep.
Okay? So that's what we're doing. We're telling you who has done it and who's still doing it.
As we supposed to. That's the law in Deuteronomy 13, man. They say if a person try to make people worship another God, and that applies to anything that's wicked outside of Yahweh Shema Shah, it said you don't supposed to conceal them.
Right.
And it said your hand supposed to be the first hand on them to put them to death, man.
That makes sense.
And then the rest of the people. But you supposed to snitch on them, as it said in Deuteronomy 13. That's that American westernized trash, man.
And then he said the laws of the Most High is barbaric.
Right.
And look what he has been doing to us. Fricasseeing us,
The real
cutting
barbarian.
off our rods,
Fucking devil. man.
ripping on women,
Right.
cutting our women's stomach open, taking the baby out, feeding it to their dogs.
Ooh, since you said that,
And the laws of the Most High
hey,
are barbaric.
and if we can't find that nowhere in an article, if we can't find it,
Right.
the women's stomach getting ripped open, baby's head getting bashed, our baby's head getting bashed against the stone. If we can't find it in an article or a book, guess what? You bastard, it was written in the scriptures.
In here.
Let me prove it to you. Let me prove it to you. This is 2 Kings chapter 8, verse 12. So if we can't find it nowhere, yeah, it was written a 4 time ago for our learning. This is why King David said in Psalm 137, oh Lord, remember Edom. What did he do? He said that dash out, that, hey, this
The
is
little ones against the
against
stone.
the stone. 2 Kings 8 and 12. And Hazael said, why weepeth my Lord? And he answered, because I know the evil that thou wilt do unto the children of Israel. What they gonna do, Lord? Their strongholds will thou set on fire, and their young men will thou slay with the sword, and will dash their children and rip up their women with child. It's right here, man.
Right. Remember, race it, even
Right.
to the foundation.
Right. That's why King David said, remember Edom.
Remember Edom.
So when you, like the book brother got, what's it called, Devastation of the Indies,
Yeah.
right? It said that's what they did to Gad, Reuben, and Issachar, man. And they women. Well, we got it in the scripts, bitch.
They was testing out their strength to see if they could cut a baby in half with one stroke. And we supposed to in 2025 just act like none of that shit happened, and just look at this nigga like he's the solution to the problem that he's created. That's wicked, man. That's wicked to do all of this foul shit and then try to say you the good guy. That's why we don't have nobody, no so-called white person come up and try to contest what we say. Because they know they own this. And for a while they used to giggle about it amongst themselves. But now it's being brought to the forefront. They don't have an answer. They don't have a response. They shall complain about an ungodly father. Why? Because now they're being reproached for their sake.
It's not just us. The other nations are spewing, okay, their deeds out in the streets. We're not the only one that's doing it. Even themselves are telling on them.
Right. He did it to everybody.
He did it to everybody. It's not a nation in this earth can tell their history without mentioning what this bastard whole continents.
Right.
Okay, he's desecrated, he's raped, murder, robbed, pillaged.
Hey, before the crack epidemic, all right, because again, Esau's a sly devil. Before the crack epidemic, he did the same type of shit to the Chinese. Look up the Opium Wars, where they was importing opium into China. So much so that they had wars about that, man. Basically infecting them people with addiction.
Yeah.
So when we talk about what the so-called white man did concerning the 90s and the crack epidemic, it's not a far-fetched thing. These are the same people that gave smallpox blankets to the Native Americans who had treated you when you got over here. If not for the Native Americans, your bitch ass would have died of scurvy.
Right. Hey, they showed in that movie too. I forget the name of the movie, man. I had thought-
Shogun?
Shogun. It's Shogun.
Shogun.
When they pulled up in the ship, all of them was sick.
They was all sick, yeah.
Shogun. I gotta go back and finish
That was
watching
with
that, bro.
that was with either Moab or
Yeah,
Ammon.
more than Ammy. I
But
think
they
it was
was,
Moab.
yeah, they was out there looking.
I think it was Ammy.
They was fucked up.
Hey, they put Esau in that damn pot and cooked that nigga, man.
Yeah.
That shit was beautiful, man.
Right, he screamed all night. They
Yeah,
said, don't worry.
They
it'll
put him
be-"
in a pot with one outside pot with water.
Yeah.
They cooked his ass, roasted his
They
ass.
said, don't worry, it'll be over soon.
That's what they done to us,
Right,
you know?
right, man. Hey, I gotta go back with Shogun. That's what I know.
He said, don't worry, it'll be over soon.
Yeah, it'll be over
He
soon.
hollered in the back, he screamed in the back. He's like, don't worry
Don't worry
about
about
it.
it.
It'll be over soon.
You'll get over it.
Habakkuk 1 and 6. For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans and the modern day Chaldeans, which are warlocks, witches, right? Witchcraft and everything they got to do with wickedness, man. On the left hand side is these men, man. Pharaoh had his magics.
Right.
They were the same way, man. These are those Pharaoh magicians of this time. The modern day Chaldeans is the Edomites, so-called white man. That's why the Lord said in Isaiah 47, stand down now with thy enchantments, man.
And they hide that knowledge behind these secret society walls. These Masonic lodges and all, they got that, they get a lot of that shit from them. All of that
Yep.
worship on the left-hand side,
Yep.
all right, the worship of Ishtar or Easter, all of that really comes from
All
them,
of it.
but they hide that knowledge behind these so-called secret societies.
Right.
But they tapped into witchcraft. That's why people tapped into horoscopes and, you know,
Yep,
people
yep,
celebrate these holidays without knowing that it
Zodiac
goes back to
signs and shit. Yeah,
paganism and
yeah.
idolatry.
Yeah. Hey, and then Elder Woman brought up, you know, the apostles as well, but going back to everything that's here in America, these Edomites, they brought it from Canaan, man. From Canaan, them Hamites. All this go back to them Hamites, man.
Sacrificing of children.
All that,
all
man.
And now you have Planned Parenthood, which is where they get those stem cells from. They get it from those aborted fetuses. They don't tell you that part, man. And that's why they keep their Planned Parenthood facilities in these so-called Negro Latino and Native American neighborhoods.
Yep.
Because even without trying, you beat them in the population race.
Yeah. Hey, that's why Pharaoh told the Hebrew midwives, man.
Yep.
The same thing was going on then. Kill all the sons, but let them keep the daughters. That devil said, what he say? Hey man, they multiplying, man.
Right.
They gonna raise up and take us down.
But we are lively people, man. Just go to the hood. Right now on a Friday afternoon, just go to the hood.
Any
Everybody
hood.
outside,
Chemtrail, look at that
everybody outside playing music, loud talking. That's our people. We are a lively nation of people.
Right. Look at that. See the damn chemtrail? This is what we call this nigga a devil, man.
Killing his own people.
Right. Fucking
Weakening the immune
chemtrails,
system
man.
of his own people for the sake of power and control, man. All right? The so-called white man is a cycle, a delusional cycle, meaning you can't reason with him. You're not going to be able to bring up a case and be like, you're the devil, right? And then you give him this and this.
Yeah.
They're a delusional nation. That's why any Edomite come up, you just ask them about slavery and how they feel about it. You're going to automatically know who you're dealing with. Because you're talking about a delusional nation of people who will never hold themselves accountable for their deeds.
When you said that, and they coined the term, you don't negotiate with terrorists.
Right. You can't negotiate with the so-called white man.
Yeah.
Ain't no negotiation with him. There's no nation he done had contact with that he hasn't exploited. No nation. his own people.
Habakkuk 1 and 6. For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not there.
Right.
And they started with the Greeks. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves. Their horses also are swifter than the leopards, and are more fierce than the evening wolves. And their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from far. They shall fly as the eagle that hastens to eat. They shall come all for violence. Their faces shall suck up as the east wind, and they shall gather the captivity as the sand. And they shall scoff at the kings, and they scoffed at all the kings. All either heathen nations. That's why I say all the kings gonna lie in glory when the so-called white man is destroyed. Because he scoffed at the heathen nations too. Hey, because once they said, if we can get the Israelites, we can take anybody down. And they shall scoff at the kings, and the princes shall be a scorn unto them. And they shall deride every stronghold, for they shall heap dust and take it. Everywhere they go, they bring confusion. They take confusion, they bring confusion. The revolving door is confusion with the so-called white man.
That's why the scriptures talk about not allowing him to build cities.
Right.
Because this is the result of him being allowed to build cities and reign and have rulership. Why do you have a division called Africa? Where your military is over a whole continent, not a country. Because there's many countries in Africa.
Right.
Africa's a continent.
Right.
Before.
And you got a branch of your military that's over military operations in another man's land.
Look for countries in Africa.
And you telling them how they should conduct themselves. Langley just did a press conference where he said, you know, Burkina Faso, they leader taking money from the Chinese and Russians. What the fuck that got to do with you?
Mind your business.
Right. He's not to keep at home. Habakkuk too. Then nigga, hey, there's so-called white man in everybody's business, man.
And they don't want you there no more.
Right.
The country of Niger. The country of Niger told you leave, man.
Right.
They don't want you around no more. All that faking the funk, yo, we're here to establish democracy and protect us. Everybody know you lying.
Right.
Outside of America, everybody knows that that's a bunch of bullshit. Ask a member of Libya. Go to Libya and just grab a random person on the block and just ask them, what you think about America? Or the missile that hit such and such house had Raytheon on that bitch. So you tell me what I should think about it.
Hey,
Outside
man.
of Babylon the Great, the world knows who the so-called white man is, not who he's pretending to be. The world knows that you're not Superman, you Homelander. And the world is waking up to that fact, man. And you don't like it. That's why you got to come down with great wrath.
Hey, because they again, Yahweh Shema Shai is despising that image, man. Hey, the Lord despising the image. So that means everybody going to hate the so-called white man.
Yeah, you was better off just going over to other countries and saying, I'm the villain.
Right. Right.
I'm here to conquer. Nah, you went over there talking about you here to help. They believed you like a dumbass.
Yep.
Then they get played and now they call you out and you call them terrorists for calling you out for your crime.
Right. Then you send in your missionaries. Like you love people, man. You send iconoclasm of Jesus Christus.
Now the new spin is that we not wicked. We just got some wicked politicians.
Right.
You were built wicked, man. You started off wicked.
That
Now it's like we got to drain the swamp. This place was full of snakes. It's still full of snakes. Trump is a snake with a good tongue. That's it.
Yeah.
And he's telling the common so-called white man what they want to hear. Make America great again. That's a dog whistle for restoring white privilege.
Right. Hey, and there's a guy at the plantation told me, he said, making America great gonna cost, he said, making America great ain't gonna be cheap, man.
Right.
Okay, because they taking IRAs, 401ks.
Yeah,
like
that stock market is falling.
Like our brother down Milwaukee said, this man prints the money and he's in debt.
Yeah. That nigga printing all the paper,
fiat,
man.
You're not supposed to have a currency based on fiat.
It's low.
Because you can print more, but all you're doing is hurting yourself. Because it's not backed by anything.
QE, quantitative easing. That's the proper way to say it.
And no civilization
clay, right?
has
That's
ever
clay.
sustained and lasted off of fiat currency. None. Any country that went to a fiat currency has always failed. It has a 100% failure rate.
They could always mention Zimbabwe in that.
Rome.
Yeah, Rome. Yep.
Rome had a fiat. They started off with a gold standard, then they started clipping the coins and mixing the metals.
Silver.
And eventually what? They fell as
They
well.
were adding copper to that shit.
Right, they were stepping on it.
That's what Esau do. He the real dope boy.
And that's how he steals from people in 2025. He don't just say I'm gonna rob you, he calls it inflation.
Right.
And terrorists. You know? And he don't say I'm stealing from you. He say, oh man, it's inflation.
That's them $10 words.
Yeah, oh shit.
And fees.
You know, he piss on you and call it rain. Oh shit, it's raining.
Yeah.
He pissing on you, man. He's stealing from you.
This is Ezekiel 35 and 2. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord God.
Look at Abraham Lincoln. Right.
Hey, because 2/3 of our people, they're gonna get put to death on this side. And they earned that. But they had a good role model.
Yeah.
You were a great role model to 2/3 of our people. They learned a lot of their tricks in being wicked from the so-called white man. They are a very cheap imitation of the so-called white man.
For real.
Come on, man.
Ezekiel 35 and 3.
I was just quoting it earlier. The James 5 and 20, Jeremiah 5 and 26. The Lord says his people have surpassed the deeds of the wicked, man.
Yeah, because everything our people do is against each other.
Right.
That so-called black on black violence. They ain't over there blowing up little Afghan kids' houses.
Right.
They ain't killing an Afghan kid whole family and saying, oops, my bad. They ain't got CVS pharmacies and Walgreens open 24/7 to cure symptoms and never the disease.
Right.
They ain't making it illegal for you to say you have a cure. Who's doing that? Our people learn from the big dog.
Ezekiel 35 and 3. Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch up mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
Right.
And that's the Lord despising their image, man.
Despising that image.
Which is his system, man.
And that's a major part of prophecy, is the Lord destroying the new Pharaoh.
Yep.
That's amazing. Because what did Moses do when he came into Egypt? He was telling Pharaoh, look, you don't let the Lord people go, the Lord will destroy this shit. So that's a part of the ministry. It ain't just telling Jake that they Israelites, it's also telling Pharaoh, the Lord coming for you. It ain't us, but we with it. But first and foremost, we gotta wait ye upon the Lord, man. And the Lord is coming for you.
I make that point. This is Romans 9. Reading the point. This is what he said. Romans 9 and verse
Hey, because we watched you devils
17.
look down on our people, man. Whole time you been a fucking villain on the planet.
Right.
And you look down on our people for doing shit that we do to each other. Even though that shit wrong. They're not going over and spoiling whole countries of people. Ain't no Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans own boats to bring all that dope over here.
Yeah, exactly. The little boy said, we ain't the ones flying and floating that shit anyway.
Yeah, ain't no so-called Negro last name Glock. Or
Right.
Smith and Wesson.
Right. Ruger. Yeah.
Who doing it, man? Who making all this shit?
Remington.
Who turned the whole planet into Call of Duty war zone?
Real talk.
You turned the whole planet into war zone, and you get mad at Jake for what they do on a block, in the street, in their own neighborhood. Call them the problem of the earth while you destroy whole countries of people, man.
And Esau's so crafty with his enchantment. Jake Tyler playing Call of Duty on the P5 and the P4.
Yeah.
They out here. They want
They doing it in real
They
life.
want to hit real biters for real, man. Real time.
But they learn from the
because
best
of them
at it.
games, man.
They learn from the best at it. Ain't nobody better at killing people than so-called white men. There's no other nation on the planet more efficient and deadly than the so-called white man. He's the biggest killer on the planet as far as nations of people.
Hands down, man.
Bar
Hands
none.
down.
While he's pointing fingers and calling people terrorists this, terrorists that, he's destroying whole nations. Multiple counts of attempted genocide.
Yeah. Hey, when they can't get it again, go back again.
Right, try them again.
Yeah. Send in some other spies. We gonna come from the other side this time.
Poison the food.
Right?
Right. Hey, they gotta eat.
Yeah.
They just sit back.
Damn, that ain't work. Poison the water.
Yeah, poison the water.
Put them next to the nuclear plant. Damn.
Yeah.
Give them crack.
Hey, that's what they did to them dumbass Jakes that went back to Israel. Them Jakes over there in Demona. Put your ass next to the nuclear plant.
Just declare eminent domain.
We are slowly, hey, they slowly killing you Jakes that went back to Israel over there. They live next to the nuclear plant.
That's good for them, man.
Yeah, good for their ass. Right, you don't supposed to be over there anyway.
Yeah, Esau put you in court and list all your charges. Look at your charges. Multiple counts of attempted genocide, robbery, armed robbery. Yeah, genocide, attempted genocide,
right, there you
counts,
go.
robbery,
Conspiracy to commit genocide.
perjury, lying under oath.
That nigga got a long dirty
Come on,
life.
man, you got a laundry list.
Laundry list.
Remember that video I sent you with this white judge dishing out Jake's sentence? Life sentence. And if you're reincarnated, that's another 160 years.
Yeah. Bro, how can you, bro?
Pride, man.
Oh, man.
He saw something else.
And they get offended when you call them out.
Right. Just the Romans 9 and 17, just to make the point, and this is why Paul said this, because I gotta read all this. Romans 9 and 13 it reads, to make the point that the Lord was saying here, hey, this is what I'm gonna do to the so-called white man. What I did to Pharaoh.
Right.
This Romans 9 and 13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid.
Right.
But some slow belly be like, no, that's not right. That ain't. Well, what book that is? Who said that? That's Paul said that. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid. But he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up. So the Lord is talking to Esau now. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I may show my power in thee, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth.
Yeah. You think the Lord don't see all these classified missions, all these secret meetings you're having about overthrowing people's governments, all the robbery you done in the name of freedom and liberty?
Right.
You don't think the Lord see that? All right, well, the Lord can show you better than we can tell you.
Hey, and this proves, to back up that Romans 9, right? Because we're talking about Esau. The Lord gonna do to Esau what he did to Pharaoh. Here's more proof. Psalm 74 and 13. Thou didst divide the sea by thy strength. Thou breakest the heads of the dragons in the waters. Thou breakest the heads of Leviathan in pieces, and gave him to be meat to the people inhabiting the wilderness. Right? This talking about what the Lord did to the Egyptians. Now here's the same precept about destroying Leviathan. I read it earlier in Isaiah 27 and 1. In that day, Yahweh with his sword and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. Right. It's the same thing it said in Psalm 74, man, about the Egyptians. And this is applied to the so-called white man now. Show you how they link together, man.
Even more spectacular.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because the Lord allowed you to have all of this technology just so the Lord can show you that it's nothing in comparison to what the Heavenly Father can do. Non-GMO.
Right.
The Lord gonna give Jake the blessing, non-GMO. We ain't gonna have to tap into artificial AI and all of that. The Lord's gonna organically give Jake the blessing.
Artificial albumin.
Yeah, we ain't gonna have to tap into life sciences to live longer. The Lord's gonna give that to us as a nation of people organically. We just have to suffer right now and wait for it.
Hey, Salakia, that's why the Lord told Timothy this, Salakia. It's 1 Timothy 6 and 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust. Avoid profane and vain babblings in opposition of science falsely so called.
Hey, because every 10 years they gotta switch it up.
Right.
Every 10 to 20 years they gotta say, oh shit, we was wrong about that. You know what? It's actually like how they made a whole science about how Negroes are genetically inferior, only to find out that you're the genetically inferior one out of everybody. Then you had to get rid of all of that whole science field. You had to get rid of it.
Right.
That's why the Lord says science falsely so called, man.
Right.
Every 20 years they gotta revise their science, man. That's not true knowledge. That's not true science.
Natural selection.
Right.
Negro rulers of Scotland and British Isles.
Hey man, I saw
Firewater.
I saw a video of a lady basically saying, and she got a good point. She was like, while they was outlawing Jake's ability to read in the chattel slavery, they were rewriting history.
Yep.
Because our people knew what was going on.
Right.
Even when we was in chains, we still were cultured people. When they pulled us off of the west coast of Africa, we wasn't speaking like Esau in the caves. We had our own language.
Right.
Paleo-Hebrew.
That's why they outlawed you from reading. That shows you that our people knew how to read. That's why it was punishable by death for the catching a so-called slave reading. Because they were rewriting history while they had Jake in chains, man.
This is Psalms 37:1. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity.
Right.
For they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb.
You know Esau's fate. You wouldn't want to be none of them, rich or poor.
Right.
You wouldn't want to be Jeff Bezos. You wouldn't want to be a Mark Zuckerberg. You wouldn't want to be none of them if you knew their fate.
That's why I got
If you knew their fate.
going to hell, I know.
No, there's no place called hell. That's Greek mythology. There is no place called hell.
Yeah. You wouldn't, if you knew the fate of Esau either, you wouldn't want to be like that.
He said, Esau said he hope it ain't in hell. I hope not.
I know I'm gonna eat
Hey, cause why would he say that? All the atrocities that they done in the earth, man.
I know I'm gonna
He know he gotta pay for that shit, man.
I know I'm going to hell.
No, boy.
You ain't going to hell. That's too easy.
No, but put your hand back on this sledgehammer.
Going to hell without judgment.
That's
Hey,
too easy.
we gonna have some real good hammers. They ain't gonna never break. We're gonna have some real good hammers, man. What the Lord say? For brass that would get iron.
Right.
Hey, we gonna have that real good tools for you. They ain't gonna never break, man. Only thing gonna break is your fucking back. And then I'm gonna screen you back upright and say, get back to work. Fucking devil. Esau said, I hope it ain't hell. Of course you would. Because your ass gonna burn forever if it was.
That's why Christianity let their ass sleep at night. You know they had to be looking at Jake on the plantation like, damn.
Yeah.
This shit.
This
I hope
shit fucked
not.
up. Right, exactly, bro.
You know they had to be thinking that shit like, damn. I hope we ain't got it. That's why Thomas Jefferson said that. I tremble when I think that God is just.
Right,
That the Heavenly Father is a fair power. And he
cannot
is.
sleep forever.
And his justice will not sleep forever. Because in that letter he was saying, well then if that's the case, then we gotta pay for this shit. They watching Jake get beat, they taking advantage of Jake's woman and then giving her back to him.
Yeah, man.
In the back of their mind they had to know, damn, I hope I don't have to go. You do.
But what old boy said, now, birth of a nation, where your God at now, Nate?
Yeah, and he taking his woman back to after she done been abused by so-called
Multiple.
And then
He
they
gave
come up with
Gabriel
critical
Union.
race theory,
Right.
trying to debunk their history.
Hey, they gave Gabriel Union back ruined.
Right. Defiled, man.
She was
Defiled.
defiled.
Like all of them.
Right.
know?
In the movie, you ever saw the movie Birth of a Nation?
No.
Man.
I haven't seen
Oh,
it.
man.
Yeah, that's all it's gonna do is piss you
the
off.
one dude wife was Gabriel Union.
That's
He
why
said,
I don't watch
He
those.
said, I'm having friends over tonight. Go get me one of the best
Yeah.
ones.
And all that do is piss you off, man.
Man.
Like,
Because it reminds you, man.
Yeah, my mom told me a story that her great aunt told her that the white slave master, used to come and tell them, get that little girl prepared.
Yep.
They're gonna pick him up, and they can hear this 8-year-old girl screaming all night. You know? But still, my mother loved the white man.
Right.
She loved the white man.
Yeah. Hey, all Big Mama and them did, man. That's why they always say, baby, just trim your ways, keep your head down.
Right.
Keep your head down and apply your mind to their system, and you could be just like them.
That was the whole point of the Willie Lynch studies.
Yep.
Of taking the most powerful Jake and humiliating him in front of his woman, in front of his children. And then taking him away, splitting the family, so all you have is the woman and that trauma of watching the man who was her protector be humiliated.
Yeah.
What you think she's gonna teach the child? She's gonna prevent her baby from going through that by telling him to keep his head down, don't make no eye contact, don't stir the pot, just play the game. And that's what Jake doing today,
Right,
2025. You ain't
becomes
even got to tell
feminine.
him.
Becomes feminine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because Jake got a naturally masculine energy. Jake walk into the workplace, if you don't smile, they all feel threatening. You ain't you just in there, you here to do a job. You ain't here to
Angry
make you
black
feel
man.
comfortable.
They always ask me that.
Angry
Jake walk
black
in
man
there,
alert.
they like, you okay? You want something?
They always ask me that every day. I said, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm straight.
And Jake got to turn that down, and a lot of Jakes do that without even thinking about it.
Yep.
Just walk in rooms and turn the dial down a little bit, just to make everybody else feel comfortable at your own expense.
No, we ain't doing that no more, man. Hey, either you like how I look or you don't. Man.
Right.
And I want to change.
Right.
Figure my way to seek their love.
I'm in mid thought. You tell my, why you look so?
Right.
You okay? Yeah, I mean, I don't like a boy. When she said you look high, he was like Ice Cube on Friday. He was like,
For real?
I still look high.
Right. But it's just our energy.
Brush yourself out,
So
like,
wash your face.
yeah.
That's just our energy, though. As a nation of people, we are a highly masculine nation of people, man. The men of our nation are highly masculine. Growing up in this society, Esau made sure that the man wasn't in the household for a reason.
Right.
Because when you have a man in the household, you're gonna have that discipline, you're gonna have that energy still gonna show forth. But you teach him how to control it.
Right.
Whereas Eve is just gonna teach him how to dim it.
And you got to bind the strong man,
Right.
you know, or cast them out. And what do you get? You get a bunch of effeminate black men
Right.
in the Christian church. I like the fact that a lot of this stuff happened. I just saw a story the other day. On Easter Sunday, a woman shot at her husband, but missed, but took him out with the SUV. Right? On Easter Sunday, celebrating a birthday party.
Right. Oh, wow.
That's judgment right there, man.
Judgment, yeah.
Hey, the Lord said every day judgments come to pass, but the wicked know of no shame. That's why the Lord got to turn it up a notch. And the Lord don't got a weak stomach. The Lord will fold you up in ways you cannot even imagine. And the Lord is patient enough to give you a lot of chances. A lot of those people that we see they get judged, they had a lot of chances leading up to that. The Lord said he has no pleasure in the death of the wicked,
Right.
but that they repent.
Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Those sentences given to evil work is not executed speaking.
And that's why the Lord set up the prophets to show the world the Lord is reasonable and the world is unreasonable.
Right.
Because every day the Lord is bringing judgments to light so that you will fear and return to him. But Jake refused to return. So what other cards there left to play? Yahweh Shai already died. He's not going back on the cross again. There's no other card left to play but judgment.
Right. Yeah, something else?
No, you got to go.
I was going to read Joel 18.
Yep.
That's one of your favorites.
Always.
Job 18 and 5. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine.
And we understand why, because if not, there will be no flesh left to save. At the rate the world is going with the so-called white man beginning with their elites, there will be no flesh left to save, man. At this point, he's thrown his own people into the food chain. He's willing to swallow up his own people to gain more power. There'll be nobody left to save if the Lord don't remove this man.
The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him.
Right.
Meaning his candle, meaning, so it tell you in Proverbs 20 and 27, it said the spirit in man is the candle of the Lord, searching all the inward parts of the belly. So the so-called wisdom that the so-called white man has, the Lord is going to remove all that, man. That's why I say, is that wisdom banished? Because it is, man. And the best wisdom the Lord gave the so-called white man is to create the missiles, man. Put a GPS coordinates on them, and you through now.
Right.
You don't need no more wisdom. Build them bunkers.
Right.
Build your little $1 billion sub yachts. Build your little space station, your little Hilton, your Marriott up there. That's as far as his wisdom goes, man.
Roughly paraphrasing like the Lord told Judas, fulfill ye your lot.
Right.
This was his lot.
Right.
He was designed to create instruments of death so the Lord could use them to judge everybody, including himself.
And that's it, man. And that's it.
That's his purpose.
That's that trick bag.
That's that truth bag. You got it.
I love this verse right here. Job 18 and 7. The steps of his strength shall be straightened,
Yep.
and his own counsel shall cast him down.
We're watching that happen now. Obadiah 1 and 7. All those of his Confederacy is bringing him to the border now.
Right.
That's his council casting him down, man. Even inside of that, the Edomites. Because remember, Revelation 13, this is an Edomite system. The 7 head and 10 horn, it's an Edomite system. You got it.
And his strength is being diminished.
Right,
For he is cast into a net by his own feet,
right.
and he walketh.
Because everything he do, chemtrail, GMO food, guns, not everything that he pushed to kill Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, the most high crime rate, the federal statistics said 61% of everything, crime in America done by so-called white people. 61% of government assistance, food stamp, HUD, habitat housing, Social Security disability, it's the so-called white people, man. But it's their system, it was designed for them anyway.
Right.
But they the most on it, man. Don't be fooled. Got him thinking that it's Jacob mostly on government system. No. Cause I did a video, you got, cause Elder Gabar in Hawaii, Gabar Yahweh, he did a lesson how the fucking Edomite women that's on government, that's on HUD, Section 8, they giving them vouchers to buy their fucking house. And Jake women don't even know that, man.
Right. It's supposed to happen like that.
You got certain Jake women that get vouchers for houses on Section 8, but they renting it. But the Edomite women, they get them vouchers to to own their home, man. Because it's their system. So it makes sense. You got it.
Yeah, this is not what so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We're not meant to rest here.
Michael 2 and 10. Yep.
We just passing through here.
Not our
The
rest.
Lord brought us here to really reflect.
Right.
Because there's nothing we can do to earn the mercy of the Lord. The elect are the elect no matter what. We were brought over here, Lord, when we be a part of that number to reflect on our deeds as a nation of people before we enter into the kingdom. Because after this empire, the kingdom begins.
Right.
Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
Hey, to back that up, this is Job 36. In verse 8, it reads, if they be bound in fetters and be holding in cords of affliction, then he showeth them their work and their transgression that they have exceeded.
Exactly. And that's what the elect are going to do. That's why Paul talks about that godly sorrow. Because you realize, when you look around the world, you realize that we fell, man. As a nation, we fell hard. And now our people have been reduced to wanting to be TikTokers and streamers and entertainers instead of being the greatest people on the face of the earth and serving the Heavenly Father.
Right.
That's how low we've fallen as a nation of people. And the elect, that hurts. Lord, when we be a part of that number, the scriptures talk about to whom the reproach was a burden.
Yep.
The elect get to a point where there's nothing on this side that you can give in exchange for the sorrow that you feel that as a people we're like this.
Right.
You can give one Jake a house on the hill, but even that Jake will feel survivor's remorse.
Right.
Whether he in the truth or not, he's gonna have a certain feeling of damn. It's almost a certain feeling of guilt, like damn, I'm here while my people out here struggling. And I can't save auntie, uncle, I can't save everybody. That's not real wealth. Wealth is not built with hardship. The Lord said he maketh the blessing of the Lord maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it. The highest point of excellence amongst our people is entertainers, and they are stricken with grief.
Yeah.
They just don't tell you on camera.
Right.
You can see on their countenance. We all Israelites, so you can see their countenance. You can look at them in interviews, and without saying words, you can read their spirit and know that they unhappy. So that means no matter what tax bracket you go to, you're still not in your rest.
And a lot of them know exactly who they are, but they can't claim their God-given nationality.
Right. It's a capital.
Or that bag is going to be taken away from them. You know?
And that's why a lot of Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans duck their fucking tacos. They trim their ways to make every other nation feel comfortable at their own expense. Being some token Negro in an all-white crew, because you get certain advantages.
Right.
At the expense of not telling the truth and admitting that we're not in our rest, man. Our people, the scriptures say they call evil good so that they can receive a reward. They justify the wicked.
Right.
Yeah, I don't experience racism. Wayne hopped on interviews and said, I don't even experience racism. In the middle of the so-called Black Lives Matter, we know that shit was off, but we understand what Jake was trying to say. And you had a platform and you shot all that shit down to keep your reward. That's the princes that rule over 2/3 of our people.
Yeah.
The ones who are willing to throw your ass under the bus to protect their own shit. Hirelings, man.
Yeah.
Job 18 and 8.
Yep, that John 10. I was reading it the other day. They hirelings, man. You got it.
Job 18 and 8. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon his snare.
Yep.
The jinn shall take him by the heel,
Which is Yahweh Shai.
and the robber shall prevail against him.
Which is Yahweh Shai.
And that's why this gospel got to be preached.
Yep.
Because all these people that laugh and giggle and think this shit a game, when it all plays out, they're going to have to remember that. They're going to have to stand, they're going to have to keep that same energy. This is supposed to be made as a point for people to mock and scoff at, even though it's the words of the Lord. So when they mock and scoff and they all get put to death, they'll remember where it goes back to.
Yep. Hey.
The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way.
Right.
Terror shall make him afraid on every side,
Right.
Which he did to us.
and he shall drive him to his feet.
Because it says in 2 Corinthians 4 that we were troubled on every side. When it was the so-called white man that troubled us. You got it.
There's nowhere a Negro, Latino, or Native American can go to find rest at. You can't go to the bank and get a good loan. The moment you walk in there, they're going to hit you with some interest rate that's impossible. You want to start a business?
Down goes Fraser.
You want to start a family? You want to start
Right in
another
there.
one? Another one. They all fall.
Down
Sit in the
goes
dust.
Fraser. Sit down in the dust,
Like
eat 'em.
Sit in the dust. They all falling.
Welcome back.
Look at Jake. Look at Jake gonna help her up. See?
Yep, but don't hand join their hand.
No,
Yeah.
hey, that was a beautiful sign of Joe hand joining hand. Esau from the Shedemite, and Jake gonna help her up.
Yeah, he's with a Shedemite too.
He with a Shedemite? No. That's Northern Kingdom. Yeah, that's Northern Kingdom.
All right.
She either light-skinned Judah or she Northern Kingdom. Like a light-skinned Judah. Yeah, man. Esau just helped Edomite up, man. So hand joining hand, she's still gonna be on punch. She's still gonna go punished. You got it.
Job 18 and 11. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet.
Yep.
His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side.
Yep.
He shall devour the strength of his skin, even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength.
That's it.
His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle,
Right.
and it shall bring him to the king of terror.
When we're watching the so-called white man's confidence and rooted out. Look at Trump. You gotta go sit down with China now. That's
Hey,
your confidence being rooted out.
This is the Hebrew word for hunger bitten. And this reward, and it says hungry man of failing strength. It says strength shall be hunger bitten, meaning it's failing. Because they still doing the same rituals they was doing 30, 40 years ago. Why that shit ain't working like it used to? And that's the Lord mocking you.
Yep. Yeah, the precept you had one read. You know the precept.
Yeah, but I think the point passed.
Hey, that's the Lord, man. Showing them that it was the Lord. Hey, the Lord said, Revelation 13 and 5. Matter of fact, we can close with that. 13, 5 through 7. It was the Lord that gave you that mouth.
Just to justify what's about to happen to you.
Right.
Everything Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans went through was chastity. The Lord said he scourges our enemies 1,000 times more than what he did to us as a people.
Yep.
All the humiliation and trials that we suffered as a nation of people is nothing in comparison to what the Lord's about to do to our enemies.
Yep.
And we're witnessing it. We're witnessing the controlled demolition of Babylon the Great, which is America.
First quarter.
Right under these people's noses. And they think it's just another Friday, it's just another Tuesday.
Right.
Before you know it, they're going to look up and the water's going to be boiling. They're like frogs in water. They don't understand the temperature is rising.
They said they had no understanding. There's no understanding in them, man.
You got to be slow as fuck to think Trump is going to fix hundreds of years of bad policy.
Right.
You got to be slow as fuck to think that. Show you that Esau ain't as smart as he puts on to be. Oh, you said 13 and 5?
Yep, 5 through 7.
Revelation 13 and 5, and there was given unto him a mouth, speaking great things and
Right.
blasphemy.
See, it's a mouth given to him. You got it.
And power was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months.
So for that nigga to say we're gonna make America great again,
Right.
you got it.
And he opened his mouth, and that 40 and 2 months goes back to that 350 years, that 350 year period. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name.
Hey, because the thing you said will make America great again, you blaspheme the Lord like, no, we're going to keep this shit going.
We will return and build it
Build
back.
a better place.
Oh, Psalm 49 and 11. The inward thoughts is that their house shall continue forever.
That nigga got faith on the left hand side, boy. That nigga got faith over. He got faith over mustard seed on the left hand
for
side.
real.
I shall not be removed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's some faith on the left hand side, boy.
Hey, you blaspheme the Lord, the one that lifts you up, man. The Lord gave you all the power you got, man. You don't got nothing. You were drinking blood for nothing.
Right.
You killing babies and rituals for nothing, man.
And all that sacrificing that
All that.
won't last a minute past what the Lord.
All over there in the Bohemian Grove for nothing, man. You got it.
There's Revelation 13 and 6. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven.
What is 16th chapter, right? The finger of God touching the finger of Adam with the little angel baby. That's blasphemy of the Lord, man. You got it.
Verse 7, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints,
Right.
and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds, and tongues, and nations.
They say it was given power to him to make war with the saints. Then the Lord said he's going to have war with Amalek from generation to generation. And this is the last war, and it's a spiritual battle for us. Right, but it's a physical battle for the so-called white man.
That's the only way he know how to play.
And the Lord said, all your blasphemy, I've heard them.
I heard him. In Ezekiel 35. That's the precept to that. Ezekiel 35, 10 down to 13 is the precept to the Revelation 13, 5 through 7, man. Yeah. But anyway, that was the point. You got something else to close out? You got it.
Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 16. For the ungodly that deny to know thee were scourged by the strength of thine arm.
Yahweh Shah.
With strange rain, hail, and showers.
That's in Job 20. He said, rain upon him while he is eating.
Right?
You got it.
For they persecuted, that they could not avoid.
They can't avoid it, man. Oh, that's what Project Looking Glass said. Your kingdom has been found numbered and wanting.
The writings on the wall.
The writings on the wall, you got it.
And through fire were they consumed.
Hey, Lord willing, we wait. Well, ain't no Lord willing on that, because that's going to happen. That's a fact, Jack.
That's a wrap.
That was a beautiful precept, man.
Done deal.
Hey, that was a beautiful precept to close out on right there. You want to get something out?
No, this is...
Hey, so Lord willing, we'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakodash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, who well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether you can accept it or not. And a sincere salutation to all the occupants pushing this truth and believing this truth with the four winds of the earth, the entire world. Shed light to the whole elect. Shalom to the Akwaz who are listening learning. If you sisters who are listening learning, go out tuning in. Go out for your precept. Till next time we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Wa Abba Babal.